time to introduce ourselves and say hello, because we have got some people following the stream now. So welcome on board this voyage. Just to let people know who are joining us that we are recording this, and it will be available for people either if you really wanted to watch it again and laugh twice, or for people who weren't able to join us today. So just to be aware that this is being recorded. So I'm going to introduce the lovely crew for you today. The first mate, I don't even know what we're calling ourselves anymore, is Matt Higgins. Matt, do you want to say hi?
All right, hello.
And introduce yourself.
Oh yeah. So I'm a lecturer here, and I teach kind of a bit of everything. So mainly kind of modelling in the first year. So if you do join us, I'll be teaching you how to make some cool meshes.
And a pirate ship.
And yeah, people do actually make pirate ships in the first year. Some really good ones.
They do indeed. We also have with us Jahangir Uddin. Jay, do you want to say hi and introduce yourself?
Yep, I'm Jahangir. I teach on the programming track, so if you'll be doing programming, then yeah, you'll probably see a lot of me.
Which is awesome. The captain of our ship today is Chris Petty-Me. Chris, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Chris, and I kind of do a little bit of everything. I don't know, how would you describe me?
Well, that's why you're the captain and the pirate legend.
He's Captain PM.
Mysterious, enigmatic, and yeah, all-round scoundrel. So yeah, no, in all seriousness, I do a little bit of coding, and I do a little bit of art, and I do a little bit of design as well. So if you're with us in the first year, chances are we'll meet at some point, I'm sure.
Lovely. And then in the chat text, we have some of our lovely postgraduates being assistants today. We have Danny.
Hello, I'm Danny. I'm a postgrad, as Anna just said. I went down the programming and design route, but now I'm doing more user researchy stuff. I've had the privilege this year of teaching alongside Matt first year modelling, so that was pretty cool. And I will be hanging around mostly in chat if you have any questions, so just type them down and I'll get back to you as quick as I can.
Thank you. And we have the lovely Jessica. Jess, are you in voice comms or are you in text chat?
Chat.
Here you are. No, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Jess and I do the same as Danny, but I came from the computer animation course, and then these lovely game people took me, so yeah.
Took you as one of our own. We
Yeah.
did. So Jessica and Danny are both on our MSc in creative technologies, and as part of that, they also do some teaching, demonstrator work in the workshops with us, which leaves me. My name is Anna, and I am the course leader for Computer Games Enterprise. And I tend to deal more with the project management production side of things, and I see you more towards the final year, the end of your studies. Okay, so we have set sail. What happened in the end? Because I wasn't watching anymore. Did we survive?
I think we're kind of a bit staggered at the moment.
I think we died almost multiple times.
Yeah, I just died
Well,
again.
Jay's dead again.
Okay. So while everybody is... I've just fallen off the boat. Hang on a minute.
I just tried to kill Jay and died.
This is... So there'll be a brief interlude while I find the ladder to join the boat again. So if you're joining us, you may have already been to visit us on an open day previously, or this may be your first sort of interaction with us. So if you came before, you'll have had a kind of a fairly substantial sort of presentation. And what I'm going to do is to just run through some of the highlights of that, talking about the courses, and that would doubtless be interspersed with disaster and calamity as we continue on our missions, or we fall off the boat. And there's any point that you want to ask us any question, do type something in the stream chat and we'd be very happy to answer it. So the courses have been running. Computer Games Technology started about 16 years ago, and Computer Games Enterprise began the following year. There's over 270 students on computer games technology and over 40 students on computer games enterprise. And basically, the courses are all about making games, preparing you for working in the industry, using current industry software and sort of approaches and techniques, and kind of some of the philosophy behind it. If you're doing enterprise, you'll be doing that as well, but you'll also be looking at some of the more business-orientated side of it. So, looking at what you need to know to start up your own indie startup. But also, students on enterprise often tend to go more towards productions, so there will be some elements of production, group management, and leadership as well. The course is industry accredited by Tiger. And part of that's important is that we're sort of incumbent on us to make sure that we focus on the skills profile that's valued by the games industry, which is, you may have heard of or not, I think it's been quite popular term in recruitment for a while, which is about T-shaped generalists.
Yeah.
So the idea, if you think about a capital T, across the top of the T, you've got this sort of breadth of knowledge, which is where we make sure that when you come to us, regardless of what specialisation you want to follow, you've had a go at everything. And that's particularly important in, agile teams dealing with agile development, is that actually you have a kind of an understanding of how everything works and what everybody else is doing. And then within that, the downward part of the T, as it were, is your expertise, your area of specialism. So we're going to talk a little bit about the shape of the course and how that looks in terms of the course itself. So the course is 3 years, and if you want to, there is an optional extra year between years 2 and 3, where you can do a placement, self-employed placement or an internship. And currently in development at the moment is also a foundation course, so that you can do, if you haven't got quite the right qualifications but you still want to join us, you can use that as a way of accessing actually any of our degrees within the School of Creative Technologies. So, year 1, are you ready? Are you ready, chaps? Because I'm going to ask you some questions.
Yep.
Oh, we're fighting spellings right now.
Yeah, that's okay. We can multitask. It's fine.
You can multitask.
Yeah,
That's fine. I'm still standing on the boat. Okay, so in year 1, on computer games technology and computer games enterprise, you will do a unit about. Sorry, we're calling them modules now. Beg your pardon. You will do an introduction to games design. And defining and understanding what games are. A module on C++ programming. Some 3ds Max modelling and developing your drawing skills. You'll also do a unit which we call technical demo, which is a group project type unit where you make lots and lots and lots and lots of games. I believe by Christmas they've made about 6 games this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, so in T-Demo, they'll be making a game pretty much every week to start with. It's a almost trial by fire. I think Ted, who runs the module, is what he calls it.
So you're getting lots of experience, and we have a philosophy on the course of fail fast. So the idea that you come up with lots and lots of ideas, and you try them out. And then you can get rid of the ones that don't work very, very quickly or learn something from them, but then you move on to the next idea. So, it's encouraging you to kind of take those steps, take those risks and try stuff out right from the beginning. Matt, as we said, you teach on the art pathway for that. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
First year? So unless Danny wants to kind of...
You go, and if there's anything that I can add after.
Essentially, we assume no prior knowledge, so we kind of build you from the ground up to be able to kind of create 3D models. No texturing or anything like that, just getting you kind of familiar with, at the moment, 3ds Max, and getting you comfortable with being able to create a model of your choosing. Potentially, I think next year we're looking at making more than one model as well, and kind of getting you working with Max a lot quicker. So then by the end of the first year, you're ready to kind of move on to doing kind of character modeling and kind of texturing and the rest of that graphics pipeline. But that's the general gist of that kind of first year modelling module.
That sounds pretty awesome. Jay, what's happening in the programming on the first year?
So yeah, on the programming, it's similar to Matt's module, where we assume no prior knowledge, except maybe some GCSE level maths. But other than that, there's no prior knowledge required. We basically just bring everyone up to the same level. We do some C++ programming. We mess around with the standard library, with classes, just get everyone a little bit familiar with how to code. So the reason everyone has to do coding is because when you're making games, you have to work in a team, and you need to be able to speak the same language as the programmers in your team. So you'll be doing a little bit of programming just to bring you up to that level, just so you get that base level of understanding. So yeah, that's basically first year programming.
It sounds pretty awesome. Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about Define Games?
Yeah, absolutely. So Define Games kind of really serves two purposes. So throughout your first year, you're going to find yourself designing lots of games in most of your modules. So in programming, for example, you'll be making a small game. In T-Demo, you'll be making lots of smaller games. And what Define Games does is it serves two purposes. So one, it'll give you a little bit of an introduction to how you design games in theory, and we'll have some experience sort of documenting design decisions and sort of realizing your ideas at the concept stage into workable prototypes on paper, which you can then use in your other units if you want to, or if you just want to experiment with so how you design games. And also we do a little bit on the games research side as well. So for a lot of you, that'll be kind of I'm sure treading new territory, and then looking at the culture and the history of games, and sort of how that taps into sort of the rest of the stuff that you do on the course, really. So it's kind of a jumping off point for the next 2 years, where you'll be sort of doing more in-depth design stuff if you want to. So.
Lovely, thank you, Chris. So if you're doing Computer Games Enterprise in the first year, you will also be doing a first year unit actually called Mind Your Own Business. And the idea of that unit is to introduce you to all of the basic ideas around setting up as an indie startup, quite possibly as a group of students as you graduate. And so it's looking at all of the kind of basic skills and business knowledge that you need, looking at putting together a business plan, thinking about marketing, thinking about market research, all of those kind of things, and setting up the foundations of that understanding. So we've had a wonderful first year. We've played lots and lots of games. We've made lots and lots of games. We've passed the first year, and now we've moved into year 2. So guess what? In this year, there's going to be lots more making of games going on, and you'll have started to make a decision about whether you want to follow a design, art, or coding pathway. You'll have some core units that everybody has to do. But you'll also have some optional units that you'll decide that will help to tailor your pathway. So if you are doing... Should we go for programming first?
Yep.
Yeah,
are you in a position to talk about it, Joe? Just checking you're not dead.
No, I'm good. So programming pathway, let's... but yeah, may as well start with the maths module. So... yeah, like Anna said, in the second year you'll start specializing. If you pick the programming pathway, then you will have to do the maths module, and that's basically it's a little bit a lot of students go in and find it a little bit daunting at first, because maths is always a little bit of a tricky subject. But what we do in the maths module is we assume little prior knowledge of maths, and we look at the maths used in video games. And we learn about it and apply it in a way that makes sense, that you can make use of. So we look at all various mathematical techniques. We look at vectors, matrix math, Euler angles. All of it probably is very confusing at the moment, but all we're going to do is we're going to be learning some theory and then making some cool things using that theory. So it's learning the theory, then putting it straight into practice. So that's kind of what the maths module is all about.
Lovely. Do you want to talk about the other modules as well?
I can talk about the consoles module
Yes, actually, that would be great.
Gprog,
Thank you.
if you'd like me to.
Yes, please.
So some of you, we'll start with program consoles because I think there's that could be on both the programming and the design track, I think, depending on what you want to do. So program consoles, you'll be using software, specifically hardware development kits. So at the moment we have PlayStation 4 dev kits in our computer labs. And it's really about learning how to interface with different types of hardware. So if you think a lot of games start life on a computer, how do we get those games onto a console like a Nintendo Switch or even a mobile phone? So specifically, you'll be doing it with PlayStation 4 and sort of learning the ins and outs of PlayStation 4, how its computer architecture is different from a traditional PC. And it gives you sort of not just on PS4, but sort of gives you a greater understanding of how, as a programmer, you can interface with sort of different devices. So obviously now with things like Internet of Things and smart technology, really useful unit for figuring out how to bring your games onto other technologies, as well as doing some really, really cool stuff on PlayStation 4. I don't know, Matt, if you want to maybe chime in with API, and then I'll talk about cheap.
So API is a little bit different. It's kind of, it gives you more control over your project. It's the first step in that kind of specialization process, figuring out what your niche is. It's all framed about kind of figuring out where you want to go in your career, where you see yourself in the games industry or otherwise. So you get to kind of look through job adverts in the first lecture, and then we kind of like from there decide what kind of project you want to do to help show off that you can do, or have particular skills. So we get loads of different projects this year. We had people doing graphics programming. We had people doing stuff in Unreal, or even I think we had VR projects this year as well. So like, there's a lot of flexibility with how you go about it, and it's all about you learning how to kind of manage your own project and how to find appropriate resources for learning those kind of new technologies. It's very flexible, and it's mainly about trying to kind of develop you as a kind of industry professional, and kind of build up your portfolio a bit as well.
Thank you. Chris, do you want to do design and code?
So design and code, I think, Jay or Matt, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think with design and code, you get design games as a core module, don't you? And then
design games and prototyping and iterating game designs.
Prototyping, yeah. So PIGD, and then you get to choose two specialist units, I think. So you might want to do design with a programming flavor, or maybe you want to do it with an art flavor. So if you do it with a programming flavor, you can do all of the above units. You can pick one or two of those if you want. And then also, if you're on the programming track as well, you can do an additional unit which is new called gameplay programming, and it's just what it says on the tin. So if you're specifically looking into how to craft really cool gameplay experiences for players, so that might be something really cool like working out the how to do sort of a pixel perfect Mario jump, or perhaps you want to look into the concept of how you can make your game really juicy with loads of cool particle effects. Gameplay programming is the module for you. So there's a little bit of design in there. There's also a little bit of code as well. And again, it's really flexible with sort of what platform you choose. So there are a lot of options you can do.
Thank you.
If you're a coder, you can sort of mix those up with gprog.
Lovely.
You could do gprog and maths, or you could do gprog and API. So up to you.
Thank you. Matt, do you want to give us? I can't see you. I can only see Jay, so I have no idea if you're safe and able to chat.
I think so. I'm looking for
a very brief overview of the art pathway and the design pathway for second years.
Yeah, sure. So we'll start with the art pathway, because that's kind of, I don't really teach on the art pathway in the second year, but I'm aware of it. The main thing you do is, I believe it's a 40 credit module, so it takes up both teaching blocks. Is Casper, which is like about creating, it's going through that whole graphics pipeline and creating kind of industry or like commercial ready assets. So you create a character, and you create an environment, and you mocap that character as well. So you get to use a really cool, fancy mocap suite, and you animate a character in this environment. And so you get to use lots of different software there to try and kind of, I think you import it in Unreal in the end as well. So you go through that whole process of making game-ready assets. And I think on top of that, I think there might be, is it Davrak that Ted does?
Yeah, so Davrak, design and visual.
Yeah, which is going through the whole research process. So you want to make assets for a game. If it's realistic or not, you need to do research into figuring out how your art style should look. So you might start going out and taking pictures of relevant areas, getting kind of reference material for different assets and different kind of like places in the game. So it's all about kind of that research process and then using that to create a piece. So often I think people make kind of environmental stills of kind of different pieces of like landscapes. I think the butterfly one still sits above Jay's desk, I think.
Yep.
So you get this kind of various different kind of bits of art that are all informed by that research process. So again, quite kind of relevant to what you'd actually be doing on the job.
There's Desan as well, isn't there?
I don't know about Desan.
Yeah, Desan, the Matt Gary's unit. I don't know what you do on it, but it's an art unit
really?
surrounded around animation, I think.
Desan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Can I just interrupt for more important things for a minute? The ship's wheel is damaged and I can't repair it.
Yeah,
and I'm just waving a plank
okay.
about.
That's okay. I didn't want to interrupt. I saw that it was like a car crash in slow motion. I didn't want to interrupt someone talking. I saw Jay about to shoot a stronghold barrel, and I was like, "Yeah, we're going to take a lot of damage now."
Okay. Yes, we did. I got thrown off the boat. So
okay.
sorry. Do carry on now that we're.
Yeah. Sorry, Jess. Did you say you knew a little bit about Desan?
Yeah, I did Desan.
Oh, cool.
For Matt Gary, but I missed what you said.
What kind of stuff do you do on that module?
What kind of stuff do you do? Yeah.
Oh, so we get to choose a character from a book, a child's book, and we model that in low poly so it could be used for a game. Then we retopologize it, rig it, and then animate it. And then we also do some animations, so it's basically that.
That's cool.
So a bit of character art, a bit of character animation.
Lovely. And the design pathway, Matt.
Yes. So there's two modules that are core for design. There's the first one in TB1, Teach 'em Not 1, which is prototyping. So essentially, before you make your big, lovely AAA 3D game, you still want to prototype that kind of gameplay loop and figure out if it's fun in the first place. So in that module, we put everyone in groups, and everyone gets to make I think 2 paper prototypes for potential games. And it's all about going through that process in a group, understanding how other people design games and kind of working with other designers, which can be challenging. And then also it's about going through the testing process, so getting people to play your game and figuring out, where the fun is in your game before you start spending loads of money on making it, in Unreal, for example. And then that kind of links up to a second module, which is my one, called Design Games. And yeah, that kind of does what it says on the tin. We go through kind of various perspectives on how to go about kind of designing experience for players and kind of what makes games interesting or fun and kind of how to go about level design and typical approaches. But also it's all about kind of knowing how to inform yourself and understanding that there's not one correct way to design a game and learning about how to kind of justify the things you do in designing your own game and looking at the kind of the canon of games that help inform what you've done. So I'm going to make Sea of Thieves. I'm going to look at other pirate games and see how that kind of informs what I might do in my new Sea of Thieves game. And that's individual. You make your own little kind of digital prototypes. And yeah, you kind of get a game in your portfolio ideally there as well.
Oh, sales down. Hang on. So I was about to...
Oh, yeah, I just saw that. I got distracted.
Yeah, sorry, I'm pinging chat. Just, because I don't want to...
oh, hang on. I can't find the sales. Where are they? There they are.
That's all right.
Oh, they've already been done. Never mind. Okay, lovely. So, in addition to all of that, once you've chosen a pathway, if you're doing computer games technology, you will also do a unit that starts to prepare you for research and doing your dissertation in the final year. And if you are doing computer games enterprise, you will start to look at some more practical enterprise skills, which also includes working in teams to actually set up a company, look at market researching a product, designing it, manufacturing it, marketing it, and selling it. So there's really sort of hands-on practical experience. Sometimes some students make quite a bit of money doing it. Sometimes they don't, but it doesn't matter because we've got your back. So that's the second year. Also, you've made loads more games. We said that, haven't we?
Yeah, but potentially 3 games made.
I think it could be more than that.
Yeah, it can be more than that, yeah.
So, you've passed the second year and we're moving onwards. And this point, you might, as I mentioned earlier, decide that you want to take an optional placement year. So that might be that you decide to go and work in industry. on an internship, for example. So we have great contacts with lots of companies, and we have a lovely group of people called Creative Careers who are specifically for and based in our faculty with us. And they set up lots and lots of opportunities and help you prepare to make those applications. It might be something that a placement that you found by yourself, or we also have placements that we can signpost you to as well. Those placements are exceptionally competitive, but we are delighted to have students every year who get onto those placements. And quite often, those placements will also result with a potential job offer for that company. So it's a really great thing to do if you get the opportunity. You might decide that you'd like to have a go at setting up your own game studio, and we have students who do that every year, and that's a really useful experience. You could go it alone, or you could do it with a group of other students, and it doesn't have to be game students. You could be pulling in people from the art courses, you could be pulling people in from the music courses to help you with your audio, all kinds of options there. And the university has a great team called Nest, along with Creative Careers, who will support you through that process of setting up a business. Some students close that down at the end of the year, having done it for experience. We also have students who it went very well for, who sort of put it slightly on pause while they finish their final year, but then go back to it and pick their company up once they've left the university. You could also choose to study abroad. We have some great links through Erasmus as was, and looking forward with Brexit to how that will change. We will still be finding ways to make those study abroad opportunities happen if you're interested. So it's a great way to go and spend some time in another country, another university, just getting another perspective on something. As I said, we have the Creative Careers team who are there to help you at any point, because employability is very important to us. So we will always be bringing people in. We'll be bringing in speakers from industry, etc., to talk to you and sort of careers and jobs fairs with them as well. So you've had an amazing possible optional year, or you've decided to go straight on. Either way, you are going to find yourself in the final year. And this is where it all really hots up. If you are doing computer games technology, I beg your pardon, you will do something which is affectionately referred to as RIGPA, which is a real project with a group project with a real client. So clients that we have at the moment include the Royal Navy, IBM, BAE Systems, Novatech, and last but certainly not least, and part of the reason that we're playing Sea of Thieves today, this last year had an amazing project with Rare, who set a studio brief for a team who enjoyed that enormously. So you would be working on a live client project which spans the whole year. If you are doing Computer Games Enterprise, you will work on the unit that runs alongside it, where you act as the producers for that. Sorry, module. We've just changed all our terminology. Where you will act as the producers for that client project over the course of the year. You will look at all the sort of production techniques, approaches, leadership styles, management styles, working with a team, setting up a project lifestyle, scheduling, methodologies, all those sorts of things, from pre-production through to delivering the end project to your client. And this is amazing experience for both CGT and CGE students, because it means that when you are approaching industry for a job after you have graduated, you've had some genuine hands-on experience of working through a project life cycle like that. At the same time, because this is a busy year, you will also do your dissertation. Hooray! Or final year project. And that could be a study where so it's a purely written and research-based piece of work. It could be an artifact where you are designing a game or some kind of art assets. You may even be creating some assets for the department's AAA game. and some writing that goes with it. Have I left anything else out there, Jen?
I don't think
Does
so.
that sound good?
No.
No, that sounds good.
No.
So you do that, and then you continue in the pathway that you had chosen. So if you are a programmer, go Jay. What happens in the final year?
Yes, so if you're a programmer, one of the things you'll be doing is game AI. And that's similar to maths. We'll be learning about artificial intelligence techniques that are used in games. And then, we'll just learn about them, we'll put them into practice, and we'll make something cool. So the idea is you'll learn about all these various AI techniques, and then you just make a game using those techniques. So that's that module. And then the other one is the specialist programming skills, which I think is Matt's module, isn't it? I think.
Oh, console programming resolution.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of similar. It's a mix of the API in the second year and the consoles in the second year. So again, it's taking a more kind of self-directed approach. You kind of decide. So it's all about using interesting hardware in some format and kind of considering the implications of using that for development. In the past, that's been more about using things like typical consoles, like the PS4, the PS3 at the time, and doing things with Raspberry Pi, maybe. These days, we've had more of an interest in VR, so we've kind of opened it up a bit. The console in the titles is quite a flexible term now. So it's just using hardware in any interesting way. So it could be VR. In the past, we've had, I think, 1 year, if it was a friend of yours, Chris, that did was it a Raspberry Pi arcade? They made like a little arcade cabinet.
Yeah, that was Scott. Yeah, so he made a little arcade cabinet with some arcade emulators on the Pi, and had a circuit board working out how you sort of get arcade buttons and joysticks working with the Pi. It was really cool.
So it's really flexible. It kind of permits you to kind of take advantage of any of the hardware we have on, in our own kind of like building, but also we've had students bring in their own stuff before, their own VR headsets, their own Raspberry Pis. Someone had a Raspberry Pi with a touch screen attached to it this year. Some really cool stuff. And again, it's all about choosing where you'd like to be in the industry, figuring out what kind of project would look good for you on your portfolio to a degree, and kind of letting you investigate something of interest to you. It's kind of like a tiny little mini dissertation. So again, it's all about letting you specialize however you prefer.
Well, thank you. So, who would like to talk about the design pathway?
I mean,
Matt, do you want
So there's
to talk
game psychology and games research.
Yeah. Psychology and research. Which one's I think research is first, isn't it? So we'll do research first. I'm thinking order in the year. Games research is kind of like a continuation to a degree of like define games, or define games in the first year is kind of like a research light. It's looking at games with an academic eye, not just playing them or kind of like reviewing them from a kind of more kind of consumer perspective, but looking at them critically. So it's kind of looking at various perspectives. It's looking at kind of there's practice-based research, but also kind of like psychological perspectives, looking at various approaches in epistemology, which is all very confusing words. It's looking at games in various lenses, as we like to say in games quite often.
It's getting into players' brains and working out why they work the way they work. Basically.
No, that's psychology. Psychology.
Oh, psychology. Yeah.
Which brings us on to psychology.
Yeah.
That was a really clever segue. That was really smart, Chris.
Yeah.
Psychology is focusing purely on what makes players tick. That looks at various psychological concepts. It looks at behaviorism. It looks at cognitivism. It looks at like evolutionary psychology as well. Like all different kind of approaches. Gives you a kind of general understanding of different ways of looking at psychology, all in the context of how can we use that to either understand games differently or in kind of better ways, or design games. Often it's with a kind of an eye towards how we can use psychology to design games too. It's higher in demand like nowadays. There's a lot more jobs and design jobs these days that account for psychology. I think most recently Valve have they've hired a psychologist specifically for making games.
Yeah, Valve.
So it's higher in demand as a skill set, is understanding kind of player psychology.
Brilliant, thank you. And do you want to fill us in on the art track as well?
I can do that if you like, because I've done a little bit of mocap stuff on
Go for it.
at the moment as well. So there are 3 art units that you could possibly do. So I'll start with Create Worlds. So Create Worlds is very much an environmental art unit. Where it is what it says, you're creating worlds. So you kind of take a theme. So you might want to, I don't know what's popular at the moment, things like post-apocalyptic worlds or something like that. And then you generate environment art assets for your chosen theme. And it's about environmental storytelling and production of asset kits and so on and so forth. So some artists, it's quite popular with a lot of artist designers, that one. I think it's about capturing sort of mise en scène and a feel of a scene. Very interesting stuff. You get there's a lot of peer feedback as well, so all lovely stuff. There's AGRAT, which is advanced graphics techniques, and I think we've actually had a couple of coders do that module as well. So you're looking at sort of making a segue into the big bucks kind of positions like technical artists. AGRAT is kind of the unit for you, so you do a little bit of shader coding and node graphs and that kind of thing. And then the final unit is mocap. So in the second year, you have a little bit of experience in one of the larger art units where you sort of send off some of your work for a mocap workflow. And in the mocap unit, you'll actually see sort of what goes under the hood with that, how you sort of target mocap data to actors, and then how you sort of deal with that mocap data in a game engine, which is really, really cool. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. We have a full motion capture facility to do that with. We've had sort of local game studios use that. Mocap Studio, and we've also done projects which involve performance art in motion capture with various techniques. It's all really, really, really cool stuff. It's a great unit to do if you come to us. We've got a real flair for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Is that?
Did I miss anything?
There's the advanced graphics techniques as well, I think.
I talked about that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Is that all the final year?
That's the pathways.
Dissertation, design. Did we talk about this? We talked about dissertation, didn't we? So.
Yep, Anna's covered that.
Yeah.
I think Anna might be not with us at the moment.
Muted.
Okay.
Oh, you're muted.
That's what it was. So I was gibbering away and you couldn't hear me. Yes, so that's good. So indeed. So that covers the final year. And so by the end of that, you've had an enormous amount of experience. You've made a number of games and you're ready to go out into the world and get a job. Or you can stay with us to do an MSc, but more of that another time. So as you may have gathered from listening to that, we've got some lovely staff, haven't we? Lots of lovely people that we work with.
Not me.
Yeah, except Chris.
Except Chris. Yep. So we have a mixture of staff with academic backgrounds. I'll try that again. Academic backgrounds. We also have staff who have previously worked in industry. So we bring a range of perspectives and experiences to you. It's also really important for us as part of the course culture that we all feel part of the same course, part of the same team. So we have various events and things taking place. We have a local games cafe called Dice, where we occasionally, Jay, organise lovely events.
Yes, so occasionally I organise events where it's just us staff and students. We go and just play some games. And it's not all about playing, because we go there to learn about them as well, really.
Yeah, we do that as part of research in prototyping in the second year. We recommend people go to DICE. And we test our own games. Jay, like it was Neil, one of our lecturers, created a... What was it called?
Board game, Zenscape.
Yeah.
Zenscape, that's it, yeah.
It's like a prototype for a board game that's...
It's like RuneScape.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it's like RuneScape. So the idea is it's kind of like a relaxing adventure game kind of thing. So it's a great place to test out new ideas. It's really friendly. I think just speaking not so much about the university, but just the city as a whole, we kind of have a good kind of games heritage here. I would say it sounds kind of weird, but There's a couple of local game studios in town. There's historically games have been made here, sort of back in the 70s and the 80s, and then we've got things like Dice as well. So there's definitely sort of a lot going on for people that are sort of interested in games, not just video games but like board games as well.
And we've kept that. So Chris and Matt have a film night every week, have you, that we screen within the university. Do you want to mention that very briefly?
Yeah, so games are obviously sort of part of our sort of wider culture, if you like. So, games are certainly sort of up there as an art form with things like books and music and movies, sort of these older cultural outputs. And a lot of you will know this, having played lots of games, I'm sure. Games aren't just influenced by other games, but they're also influenced by lots of things like books and theatre, and movies is one of those things that we do sort of as a little bit of fun. So you get to see some things that maybe you might not have seen before, and we'll talk about sort of in a very non-pretentious way, hopefully, about how that's kind of maybe inspired a couple of games that you've played, and perhaps there's a couple of things that you might see that you might want to take inspiration from when you're playing your own games. And then we sort of have a nice kind of quiet pub social afterwards as well, don't we?
That's good, because that leaves us quite nicely onto the pub, which is something else that we do, don't we? We enjoy socialising with you sometimes too. We've even managed to carry this on, haven't we, during lockdown, which has been more of a challenge. We've still managed to keep that community going with the staff and the students. Animal Crossing has been very popular, hasn't it? And there's been much island hopping and discussion of turnip prices, virtual pub meets, and the games course has a very, very active Discord server, which we've used enormously to support and keep in contact with the students during COVID-19, but it was there long before that and will be there long after that, and that's a great place where the staff and students can chat and support each other. So we've got that going on as well.
Pictures.
Absolutely, and pictures of their cats. So that's
priorities, Anna.
Priorities, absolutely. So we said earlier on, we've got some really strong industry links. That's really important to us. Normally at this point we'd show you a slide with lots of pictures of all of the people that we have links with.
I can do that. Hold on.
So,
Jay's on it.
There we go.
Oh, he's got it ready.
Is it? Are you screaming?
Jay.
No,
Yeah, he's on the stream.
I can see barrels.
Oh, your streamer's
Have
broken.
I got a bit of a delay on my stream?
Oh,
Nice.
look. Strong industry links.
We
That's
are
what I
strong
think.
industry links.
Yeah, we have these
as
links.
As mentioned with Rare, Climax Studios, Bohemia Interactive, Jagex, the Chinese Room, all sorts of industry professionals that we work with who come and visit us. Some of whom also help us to give you reviews and critiques on some of your work, which is fantastic. We also have links to PlayStation First and Tiger. As we said, we are accredited by them. And also with Digra and Sign, which are kind of games organisations and networks. So it's keeping our finger and keeping your finger on the pulse of what's current and what's happening in the industry. We also have visiting professors such as Dr. Ernest Adams, who he founded the International Games Developers Association.
Oh, he's just a downright lovely man.
Dr. Richard Wilson, who is the CEO of Tiger, and Dr. Dan Pinchbeck, who is from the Chinese Room. As Chris mentioned when he was talking about mocap earlier, we also have some amazing facilities and resources. It's very important to us that when you are developing and using things practically, you're using the things that are the technologies, the softwares that are being used in industry. So we mentioned we've got the PS4 dev kits. We've got an amazing motion capture suite, which is used extensively for student projects, but also for lots of external facing projects, films, theatre productions, all kinds of things. We have a virtual reality suite, which does somebody want to talk about that? Who does more VR stuff?
Yeah, I can talk about that. We've got, just with virtual reality stuff in general, that also ties into a lot of the stuff that's done up in the mocap studio as well. I'm pretty sure we have access to every VR headset you can think of now, and we're always buying more of them as well. Demand has grown for the skills that we have and that we teach in the creative XR space. So, our VR suite is equipped not just for VR but for AR and mixed reality as well. So, certainly in your final year, there's definitely in the client projects, there's a strong focus on clients wanting VR content. So there's a very good chance that at some point on our course you'll be doing, if not an absolute definite chance, you'll be doing some sort of VR work or VR projects. Even in your end of year dissertation, you might just turn around and say, hey, I want to do something cool in VR. In which case, we have the equipment for you to do that. So.
I'm actually going to ask our lovely assistant Danny at this point. Are you with us, Danny, still?
Yeah.
Oh.
Danny!
Hello.
You are still with us.
Probably muted.
This is your moment to shine. I'm just going to ask Danny actually to put a couple of links into the stream chat, which are the link site to UOP Games portal. So that's the course games portal, where you can read lots about the courses, you can read lots about the staff, and you can there's links to various useful resources there. So that's where we put most of our information. You got that one, Danny?
Yep, one moment.
In the meantime, we're 2 minutes to cast off again.
Yeah, sorry,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we don't
That's
always
good.
get.
No. I'm just making sure I'm still standing on the boat and I don't get left behind.
Kind of just want to keep the gameplay going on in the background.
So Danny is going to put in a link to the games technology portal. He is also hopefully going to put a link to the School of Creative Technologies website, which gives you a sense of some of the projects that we're working on, the resources and equipment that we have, but also the wider context of the school, which is really important because we really encourage opportunities for what we call cross-disciplinary activity, which is where you could be working with students from digital media, or as I said earlier, from music, developing game audio, or you could be working with students from animation, and you could even be working with the students outside of our school in the faculty, or even further field across the university. One of our final year teams has been working with sports science, for example, this year. So as much as it's great to know about the course, it's really great to see what the school as a whole is doing. Some really exciting stuff going on there. Hooray! He's done the links. You're awesome. And to that end, it might be quite nice if you're interested to see the show reels that some of our students do. Have you got the course show reels link there, Danny?
Yep.
You're amazing, thank you.
So just very cautiously filling buckets.
Yeah, I'm going to say you might want to just put some water in the lower deck as well.
So in chat now, you've got the games portal, the School of Creative Technologies, and the final one is the course.
Thank you very much. So you've been making games, and you've been studying really, really hard, and you've been going to the pub, and you've been going to board game cafes, and you've been doing all this stuff. And that's not all, because we haven't mentioned Game Jam yet, have we?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Every year in June, the university hosts a week-long Game Jam. We've been doing it several years now, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been going
over a decade
well
now.
over 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. This year it will go ahead even despite the lockdown, and it'll be online, I believe. I've seen the advert.
Yeah, that's the idea. We'll be doing a Twitch stream of the opening ceremony. That's the plan anyway. And we'll be doing it... well, what the hell? Sorry, the ship's on fire.
I got it.
Sorry.
It's on fire? Oh,
I'm on fire now.
hang on.
Okay.
So I'll talk about Game Jam, and you put the ship out then.
It's good. We put it out.
No, it's okay. So yeah, Game Jam. We run it every year. This year it's going to be virtual, so we'll do a little Twitch stream of the opening ceremony. It'll be a week long, which is different to most Game Jams. It's because we like to discourage crunch culture. So a lot of game jams, they'll be like 48 hours. You basically don't sleep and you just work through the 48 hours. Whereas our game jam, it's more of a week-long thing, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. We like encourage people to take breaks in the evening and work the standard 9 till 5 hours. Yeah. And
it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you can either come with a team, or if you're you don't know anybody or you don't have a team, we can put you with a team of people. You could also make a game on your own, couldn't you?
Yep.
And at the start, in the opening ceremony, we do this random choice of themes, don't we?
Yes.
Which has been really weird some years. So I don't quite know how we do some sort of random generator of wiki.
I think it's just random wiki. Yeah.
So your game needs to be loosely, and I must confess, some years it seems very loosely centered around one of the themes for the game jam that year, or all of them if you can.
Yeah, if you're feeling particularly spicy. You
And then at the end of ceremony,
what colour is it?
oh, hang on, a bad thing. What's happened?
There's a megalodon following us.
Yeah.
Could I fish it?
Is it blue? A sort of a white, a bluey colour? Is that a bad one?
I think we're alright.
I think that's a common one.
That's okay. I think we're further away now.
It's not.
Where is it?
It's not the shrouded ghost, unfortunately.
Well, no, I think entirely
Raise all
fortunately, I
sails,
would
please,
say.
guys.
Oh. So we will talk about Game Jam in just a second.
Mid-sail first, though. Sorry.
Are we stopping here?
Yeah, we are. Like,
We're back watching Jay's fishing on the
All right. I'll handle the fire.
Fire as well. Like on the decks.
We're all choking. Oh, that's very bad, isn't it?
Oh Christ!
Uh oh.
Oh,
This is like that film, Titanic.
I think this is where we go down. This is it. I'm gonna go check for holes in the boat.
okay. Should I go and get my bucket?
There are holes in the boat.
Okay.
Oh, we're going down fast.
It's fine. We
Okay.
we can fix this.
We can't be going down that fast. There's probably only 2 holes, isn't there?
Oh, you're right. Only 2 holes. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of water under the boat.
Yeah,
We
we
will
put some down there.
Bucket.
resume our conversation in just a minute. I'm on the bucket.
We've got a nice little swimming pool down here now.
It's wonderful.
That's all right.
It's a
Leave
new-
some
a
of the
new
leave some of the
feature.
water down here.
There's a lot of water, Chris. The plants have floated away.
Yeah, that's cool. There we go.
2 seconds. Do we need to take any more?
No, we're good.
See how we rallied to the crisis. Calm under pressure.
Yes.
Okay, so
That
Game
rock was
Jam
a metaphor for
goes on for a week, and if we're face to face, so we'll just pretend it's like happening like normal. On the Friday, once everybody stopped making their games, everybody has a chance to go round and play everybody else's games and kind of rate them and judge them a bit. We have a panel of judges, including people from industry, who also come around and have a look at the games and have a play. And then at the very end, we have an awards ceremony. There are a number of categories, and the awards are given out, and then we go to the pub.
Yep.
don't we?
Yeah,
And
that's
then
pretty much it.
sometimes it has been known that people have been offered jobs by our industry specialists.
Yes, it's because the industry specialists come along and then, they notice some students doing amazing work and they're like, do you want a job? That's literally happened to many people.
Which is rather exciting.
And it's not just that as well. Sometimes the game jam will take you out of your comfort zone and help you develop those skills that you might be considered to be lacking. And it's just a nice way to grow your skill set as well.
Absolutely. And don't forget that all of this making games and all of the stuff that you take part in Game Jam, that looks great on your CV, also looks great in your portfolio. So all of this time you're kind of building up a raft of stuff that you could show a future employer. We have lots of people come to the Game Jam from outside of the university, from other universities, from other colleges, sixth form colleges, alumni. So it's a great way to meet some other people and actually to work with some other people if you fancy it. So we've talked about the course and we've talked about Game Jam, which is really important. The other thing that we need to talk about is that supporting you while you're at university and doing your studies. Within the faculty, we have a dedicated team of support staff. We have some amazing technical staff who will help you with mocap, with VR, and within of our various computer labs that we've got. We've got creative skills tutors who will support you with various aspects of software and the practical work. We have academic skills tutors who are there to help you with all aspects of your academic studies, because of course you've got all of your lecturing team as well, but not everybody comes to university for their great love of essay writing, for example. So if that's something that you need a little bit of support with, we have some lovely people who can do that with you too. Sometimes, as Danny, God, you're now a million miles ahead of me, Danny. This is amazing. Sometimes things don't go quite so well. And so we have a faculty student support advisor and your personal tutors who are your first point of call. But also there's a wide range of services within the university. We take student wellbeing very, very seriously. Danny's just preempted me amazingly by putting in a link to student wellbeing. So there's all kinds of sort of what we would call pastoral support as well. If you have any questions, for example, as you might do, particularly in the COVID situation, about what might happen with student accommodation, Danny's about to stick in a link maybe for you to student accommodation. And also, really important as well is the Students' Union. They're great in terms of a sort of a social place for students, all sorts of sports societies, other clubs and societies, lots of stuff going on there. So socially very important, but also they offer you another area for support should you need it. And they're a very active, flourishing student union, aren't they? I think.
They are.
So important to know that there's a kind of a bigger picture at the university, and student support is really key with what we do. We talked about wanting you to get a job when you leave. So there's some sort of lovely statistics coming out every year. It looks better and better for us every year. At the moment, our typical Unistats data shows that 95% of our students are either employed or going on to further study when they leave us, which is a huge figure. And very pleasing, and a very high proportion, over 60% of those people have roles that are directly involved or linked to the games industry and related industries, often, as I said, with some fairly high profile games development companies. So it is all about gearing you up for that job that you want. We have a great careers and employability centre at the university, which you can carry on accessing, in fact, for some time after you have left. So we support our alumni after they have left as well. So that's all of the really important things that we needed to tell you about. Have I missed anything, chaps?
I think you've got it covered. I think that's the whole set of slides as well. I think that you've done very well.
I did. So we've done all of the slides. So there isn't a chance. We will now sort of talk about less sensible things. And this is an opportunity for you to ask us any questions if you have any. Type away in the stream chat if you want to ask us any questions. Otherwise, we will carry on chatting amongst ourselves.
Yep, and give you some high-quality fishing entertainment.
High-quality fishing entertainment. Danny, as a postgrad, what's been the best thing about studying at Portsmouth?
And you can't say me, you can't say Matt Higgins. That's not fair.
Damn it! That was my go-to answer.
That was it.
That was it. That was exactly what I was going to say. He's like a little guru.
I read his mind here.
Yeah, he knows me too well now at this point. No, it's the options, the availability that you get. So before I came to university, I was the poster child for zero experience. I'd done absolutely nothing except for claymation, if you can count that as some sort of animation background. So I turned up having no knowledge, and the support that I got throughout the entire way through was phenomenal, to be honest, because I also put like very little effort in my first few years, and I'll hold my hand up to that. But even despite that, once I kind of got my act together and started putting the work in, the support was always there. So it was really good for me, kind of to be able to catch up, having such tremendous support behind me, and having people who were willing to sit down and take the time to get me where I needed to be. And without that support, I don't think I'd be doing my masters now, which is something that I'm very proud of. Nor would I be as confident going forward as I am.
You've had quite a journey, Danny, haven't you? Through
I've had an
it just sort
experience.
of sounds like we've got some sort of weird soundtrack going on. Was that deliberate?
That was intentional. It's like a kind of really nice story, so I thought it needed a bit of music.
Danny, you had a bit of an epiphany moment, didn't you, in the third year, and everything kind of suddenly changed for you, really, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. I realised that I couldn't coast through life anymore, because I had definitely been coasting the entire time. So I kind of woke up one day and decided that I needed to stop failing, because I was very much failing miserably. So I woke up and I asked my lecturers, I asked my kind of colleagues, friends, what I needed to do to kind of improve my situation. And I went from a predicted third, so the lower end grade, to a 2-1. And that was purely because of the support that was given to me. I never thought I thought getting a 2-2 would be kind of a push for me, but no, I was able to smack that out of the park, and I hold that entirely down to the people that were willing to put the time and effort in to get me to where I needed to be.
And probably you for putting the effort in, really, isn't it?
I'll pat myself on the back a little bit.
So so Danny is now one of our MSC superstars, along with the lovely Jess. I don't know if Jess is still there. Are you there, Jess? Oh, you are. You're back. Jess, your favourite bit about studying at Portsmouth?
The community, and I definitely agree with Danny about support. With everything that everyone's done for me, I can't believe how far I've got, and now I'm doing a master's, and it's just crazy. Yeah.
We didn't even have to pay them to say that, did we? Thank you. Okay. Can you? So we sort of changed to sort of the Ride of the Valkyries. That's marvelous. Sort of a better soundtrack. Are we ready for another mission?
Yes.
I have no. How far have we got through this mission thing now?
We are probably about a third of the way through.
Oh lordy. Okay.
That's good.
I'm going to say this
Keep
is
going.
probably the longest legendary voyage I've ever done, I think.
Well, yes, I think we might, maybe we're going for. We could perhaps hold one of Rare's new records, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So let's see. Everybody's favourite game that they're playing at the moment. Matthew.
Ooh. Well, I'm still playing Kingdom Hearts 3 at the moment, actually. That's been quite good. I finished the story, but I like it enough to carry on playing it, which is a rarity.
That's good. That's good. You've given up with Animal Crossing. I noticed. I haven't been invited to your.
Yeah, I got bored of everything. I got bored of the turnips. The turnips were, as you found out, were not very profitable.
Nope.
Screw the turnips, stupid turnips.
It's because you don't know where to go.
No, I can't cope with Judgy Isabel every time I go and ask her what's going on, and she tells me it's rubbish. I need to pick the weeds and build some fences. And Blathers moaning after I've taken my life into my hands to capture the tarantulas and scorpions, and even a butterfly the other day. And he was like, "Oh, no, so I have to talk about it for ages." So no. Jay, what are you playing?
Ooh, Final Fantasy VII Remake for me.
Oh, an important thing we should say about Jay is Jay has recently launched a game on Steam.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to change my
Your
answer.
game?
But yeah, I want Onslaught.
yeah. Armored Onslaught is all of our favourite games. It's
Absolutely.
the best game ever. It's currently on Steam. And
At a very reasonable price, and very good it is too.
yeah,
Which is exciting. So our staff, when they're not playing Sea of Thieves and teaching the students, are also making games themselves, which is amazing. Chris, what are you playing at the moment?
I am playing. It's a small independent game. It's made by someone in Portsmouth, actually. It's available on Steam at the moment. It's kind of like a tower defense game where you play as a big robot.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Sorry, what's the name of the game?
I think it's called, something like
Armored
that. I don't know.
Onslaught.
Yeah, I don't. No, it's, in all seriousness, Armored Onslaught is great, but I've been playing Animal Crossing. I think probably a lot of people have. Kind of taking a break from that at the moment, and I'm playing XCOM a lot at the moment. XCOM 2. I've kind of late to the party with that one, but that's
never too late for
if I haven't played it, it's new to me. So yeah,
Amazing. Lovely. Jessie J, are you playing anything at the moment?
Hellblaze: Senua's Sacrifice. I'm quite enjoying.
Ooh, very good. Yeah.
The looks and the psychology behind it is really amazing, and they're
It's-
bringing out
yeah.
a new one as well, which is so excited for that one.
Have you got to the end of it yet? Because
Yeah, I finished it.
I don't know how they got a sequel out of it. I really don't.
Get talking in there in stream chat if anybody's got anything they're playing that's good at the moment, because we need recommendations during lockdown, don't we? Danny, what are you playing?
My recommendation would probably be a game that's early access. It's not long come out. It's called Hell Let Loose. It's by a company called Black Massa Pty Ltd. I don't know how you would pronounce the Pty part of it, but it was created in Unreal, so it's a very, very pretty game. It's World War II based. If you've played Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, it's kind of similar to that, but obviously a bit more real. What I'm enjoying about it is the support from the developers, which is really nice. They're very active in the community, so on Reddit and stuff like that. They're always talking to their players and seeing what things need to be changed. They've recently completely reworked the support system in the game, so it's squad based. There's a commander, someone will play as a commander, and they will relay orders to officers in various squads, which will then have to relay those orders to their squad. So it's very dependent on teamwork and communication, which I quite like. They're reworking that system to make it a little bit better, so people that load in as support players don't need to just keep doing the same thing, and there's engaging gameplay there. They've reworked the whole gun system, which is really nice. So the game's super realistic. It's got really nice suppression systems, stuff like that, which I quite like from games. And the vehicle combat is very communication based as well, which is nice. Rather than just one person driving a tank, it takes 3 people. So you've got the guy that spots and looks where to go, you've got the driver, and you've got the gunner. So that's really fun to play, especially where I've got my kind of group that I play with is 3 or 4 people, so we can either fit into a tank or fit into a squad and be quite useful. So that's a nice game.
That's awesome, and that's not the answer that I thought you were going to give. So
You thought I'd say WoW.
I did think.
Yeah, you thought I'd say WoW, but WoW has just become a leech on my life, more so than a game. It's just
Is
something that I have to do.
It is a necessary thing, particularly now with the 100% XP buff.
Well, we are pushing for 11 out of 12 at the minute on Mythic, so that's pretty
what
fun.
we're all doing, isn't it? So that's good. Are we going to set sail again?
We have.
Are we? I'm not moving.
I think we are moving.
Oh, no,
Are you okay?
Oh, we're moving really slowly. That's what it was.
It
It's 'cause
is
I'm
very
watching-
slow, yeah.
All we're watching is Jay's fishing, so I can't really see anything other than Jay fishing on the
Oh,
screen.
fair enough, yeah.
Because I was watching the stream. Yeah.
No,
Oh, it's
I
a
think
bit-
Chris is
a
very
bit-
carefully navigating the rocks.
So, Captain Chris, what are we up to now?
We have a long sail ahead north. So
To the
get ready for some action-packed
Aye.
fishing, which
And what's-
I assume is going to be
Action-packed
on
fishing.
your,
What's
your
going to
screen
happen
for the
when
next
we
few
get? What's going to happen when we get a long way north?
when we get north, where are we headed for this one?
Oh, left a bit. Left a bit.
Yeah,
There's one of them big rocks.
rocks. Christopher, rock.
There we go. We're good.
I have to admit, this is one of my better voyages because we haven't had a kraken and I haven't been struck by lightning today. So
Yet.
So when we get to our intended destination, we have a treasure riddle to complete.
no. Does that require brain?
We should just give up here then, shouldn't
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh. Another fish.
we? Oh, I like these. These are well fun.
Okay, we can probably lower all these sails
We go
now.
faster yet?
Aye, Captain.
Aye. Raise
I
the
noticed
sails.
actually that we've not met anybody else on out here today, which
That's lucky.
is lucky. Yeah.
I'm sure they'd be very friendly.
They don't just tend
I
to
don't
wave.
think there
here,
are
do they?
many people that are fortunate to be able to work on the Sea of Thieves.
No.
You know, like we are. So.
If anyone watching wants to come and try and get us, bring it.
Yeah. And you'll win.
'Cause you clearly know what we're doing.
So at the moment we are starting to think about doing a game-a-thon, aren't we, for 19 hours
Yeah, way down for that.
for the British Red Cross, which is something that they have put out there, a challenge that we think as a staff team we'd like to accept. We will of course be encouraging our students to do the same, because there's nothing like being told you've got to game for 19 hours.
Yeah, such a
She
shame.
did say much.
It's gonna be tough.
You know, I sort of put out a call to see who was interested, and everybody said, well, if you twist my arm, 19 hours, I can
I
do
have
that.
You can
For
play
Jay,
one
he
game of
recommended
Civ.
That was one civilization campaign.
Yeah.
It's how long Lathers takes to tell you to assess your fossils in Animal Crossing. And so we will do that, and maybe we will challenge the students to a bit of staff versus student.
Yeah.
I think that'd be brilliant.
What 1v1
yeah.
us on CSGO or
19-hour
something?
Risk of Rain run, somebody has said in Steam chat. 19 hours Risk of Rain run.
Oh no, I'm terrible at that game. I lose my mind.
I'm not quite. I don't know what Stronk is.
Strong with a
potentially,
emphasized end.
you could easily level a character in WoW to 120 in 19 hours, I reckon. Particularly now that you can get through Warlords of Draenor in an hour and 45. So fast that. So Risk of Rain, Risk of Rain 2. I'm watching the stream chat now, guys. Cause
Oh, I've not played the second one.
I've never played any of them.
The staff team are quite partial to Left 4 Dead 2. That's
Yeah.
our
Oh, love
that's
it.
our-
Well, both of them. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
when we need a little bit of team bonding, team building.
Team building
then
exercises.
That's what we call it.
That's what we do. That's Left 4 Dead 2, and friendly fire is a real risk when I'm in the game, so that's good. What else are we doing? So 19 hours.
Why 19 to be specific?
Just
I
'cause
might be exposed myself
COVID-19.
to.
COVID-19.
The rest of the hours can be dedicated towards eating and sleeping. That's all you need.
Yeah, 6 hours. To eat and
I'm
sleep.
assuming COVID-19 being
Right, that makes sense. Okay,
basis
yep.
of the 19 hours. But yeah,
Well, not to make it a competition, but Matt, you're going down.
What?
where?
I'll
What?
no, in
going
the
where?
19-hour thing.
I'm going down?
Yeah.
In what way?
Dan says, okay, we got make
Left
4
it.
of those. Are you listening?
Oh, is that Ahern?
Yeah, make 4 of those hours the baby button from the Stanley Parable.
Oh, Lord. Is that the way you have to stop it from going to the fire? I think it is, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
You have to press the button, the baby's crawling into a fire, and you have to press the button to, reset it. Stanley Parable's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're not saying his name right, Matt.
Ahern, not Ahern. All this time, and I thought it was Ahern. Oh, my bad. Ahern.
Ahern.
Oh, is it Ahern or Ahern?
Or Ahern the Hunter.
Ahern.
I don't know. Where are we? It's still dark. Chris, please take us to a sunshiny place.
I want to, but it just didn't work out that way. I would be a terrible merchant name.
I see.
That'd be bloody good feedback, Ahern.
I see some shiny stuff over there and some skeletons.
Yeah, sorry, it's just because I was trying to steer
Okay.
raise some of the sales we
Well,
coasted.
we could. Here we go. I could actually grind to
That'd be
legend in Hearthstone if I played for 19 hours straight. That's not me, by the way. That's in chat, because obviously we know I couldn't do that. Oh, I don't know though. I like Hearthstone.
Yeah, Hearthstone's good.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Oh.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can pick up those shinies if you
Yeah,
want.
there's not enough like sniper rifles in it, you know. Like,
I realise I'm still watching Jay's screen and not realising it's not my screen. Oh lord. What are you looking at, Jay?
Something shiny.
You just,
See.
oh, there's a captain dude.
I think it's
you
bad
need
people.
someone take the wheel quickly.
The boat's
trying to
driving
do-
into the shore.
I'm trying to do like 3 jobs at once, and I
The
can't.
boat's driving into the
What's
shore.
that? Oh,
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to do like 3 jobs at once.
I'll take the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think it's a bit late for the wheel now.
Oh, he's got it.
Or we're gonna run aground.
Yeah.
Or
I'll go check if there's any holes in the boat.
there's some ominous creaking.
That's the best kind.
I got the shiny thing.
No, there's no holes. We're good. Jay's got a shiny thing.
Hello,
Is
Iris
that
better.
Ruby?
Yeah.
Carapace mythic in 19 hours, you reckon? I'm sorry, I'm just reading the text chat.
Just gonna kill this skeleton because he looked at me funny.
I'm gonna go do the.
He's got a name. He's probably quite dangerous.
I'm gonna go do the riddle. Oh, and we do have a skeleton mission here as well.
Not anymore.
So, Mike Bunny, you're going to show SCO how it's done, are you? I think there's like a leg bone sticking out of the sand. What's that in the sea by you, Matt? Oh, it's skeletons.
Oh my lord!
There's quite a lot of them. I'm running away.
Oh, they're right by the boat. They're right by the boat.
They're gonna explode.
Oh, hang on.
I'll try and lure them away.
They hurt me. Shall I hit them with cannons?
No, because they've got explosive barrels and they're really, really close to the boat.
That'd be bad, wouldn't it? Don't let them on the boat because I'm on the boat.
You should be able to kite them.
Oh lord! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it didn't explode.
Ooh, that was a big explosion.
Yeah, I shot it.
I think you have to look at Matt, Jay, because
Oh yeah.
they're missing all the action.
Oh god! Someone take the wheel.
A boat just got hit.
I took the wheel.
And just make sure it doesn't go into those rocks or anything.
You hit the
Are we
anchor.
still moving? We could do the anchor. Should we do that?
How do I stop the car?
And can you check for holes just in case?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Anchor's down. I'll go in the.
Look, we got this handled.
Yeah.
Seems to be fine down here.
There's no water. The plants are wilted. There's really no water.
We should have left some water in there.
5 turns into a game of Civ. 5. Yep.
Yeah, there should still be water at the bottom.
Might go a quarter of the
there
way
isn't.
into a total.
Someone
water.
empty the bottom.
There is water in the bottom, just a little bit.
Just because our plants are dying.
You might want to just put a little bit more down there if the plants are wilted.
I can do that. That's like a me job. Hang on. I can't find the edge of the boat.
Plant looks fine to me. Oh no, it does say wilted. Okay, never mind.
It definitely says wilted.
Right, which of these
Don't
things are we
ask
doing?
me.
At the vantage point underneath the high speed
It.
lies
Where's the
an ancient
ladder?
mystery. Lift your flame high for a chance of victory.
Where's the ladder? Oh, there it is. Go on.
Ah, that looks... I love these riddles. These are brilliant.
Why don't we? You could lift the
it's
riddle
alright,
out.
just-
Can
You did
I?
that bit right.
Yeah, I did that bit already.
No. You've denied our lovely stream viewers a chance to join in with the riddle. Oh, there's quite a lot of water in the bottom of the boat.
Oh, are our stream viewers not observing some spicy fishing action at the moment?
No,
No.
they're just watching me raid some barrels.
Alright.
Oh, someone
for-
just. Oh no.
Hmm?
Somebody's just had 8 hours of Gavin making a Pico 8 game.
Did they?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I'm being attacked.
What? Gavin's doing that right now?
No.
Gavin's
that-
attacking
That
us.
doesn't sound like anything Gavin would do. No, Gavin's attacking me. That's correct, yeah.
Is that a live stream? 8 hours of Pico 8.
I think Neil's already done that exact thing, didn't he?
Oh, he did that in the... yeah,
So
Neil's
he
done
He
that.
did 8 hours of live coding on Pico
We
8.
did. We
Twice.
did at
Yeah.
Portsmouth at the Guildhall. We did Games Fest this year, and as part of that, we took lots of our games with us and had a sort of an area set up for us. And one of our
Including the
colleagues,
Game of the Year.
Dr.
Armored
Neil
Onslaught.
Dancy, yes indeed, Armored Onslaught. And Dr. Neil Dancy, one of our lovely team, did a live coding, making a game in Pico 8, and visitors to the Games Fest were invited to jot their ideas down on a big whiteboard, weren't they? And
we had
he attempted to integrate all of those ideas.
It was brilliant. We had a dinosaur doing the Macarena.
There was a dinosaur doing the Macarena. No challenge is too tough for the amazing Mr. Dancy. Dr. Dancy, in fact. Jay, skeletons.
Well, more.
Oh, more.
Oh no, I've already killed them. I think your stream might be delayed.
Oh, it was Neil doing the Pico 8. That makes more sense. I wasn't quite sure why Gav would have been doing it. But
Gavin's an Unreal man through and through.
he is unreal indeed.
In a complimentary way.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a loss of comedy card otherwise, wasn't it?
What we do? Oh, yeah, the
More unreal than the engine. Is he more unreal than Unreal 5?
Oh, man. Oh.
Are we going there?
I suspect Gavin would probably never make that grammatical mistake, so I would be pressed to say no, probably not.
The rocky pass between the two beaches.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. So
Jay, are you also on the puzzle solving?
Oh no, I'm just raiding random barrels and filling up the boat
Northeast.
with goods.
Do our stream viewers wish to see what we're doing? We're going to see the trouble that Matt and Chris are no doubt in.
Okay, I'll
I just got surrounded by skeletons.
I'll load the stuff
do, then?
and then I'll go check up on them. Check up on the kids.
I could get off the boat. I'm still standing in the bottom of the boat, by the way, holding my bucket.
Oh yeah,
Are those
you are.
explosions coming from you, Chris?
yeah, it's all good though. Don't worry.
Gavin Wade powered by Lumen. I like that.
Nanite technology.
I think Gavin would love that.
Does he light up the room when you come in then?
Oh, he does though.
He does.
I miss
Love
Gavin.
Right.
Riddle complete, I think.
Is this
Was
the
that
last
it?
thing that we have to do?
Chest is
No.
close. There's a washed up boy on
No.
the southwest beach.
Southwest.
Dig 9 paces southwest.
Go on, you.
Oh, I'm near the Southwest Beach.
Go on, you. Go southwest, you.
Southwest Beach. That looks like a beach, and that is Southwest. What does it say?
You can view it too.
I know, but I'm checking my compass at the moment. I know I can view
You're a
it.
washed up boy on the southeast.
I'm a washed up boy. Oh, I found the washed up boy. And I'm not making a joke, I found the real one.
Okay.
That's right, Danny's joined us.
9 paces southwest.
9
Is this Marauder's Arch?
9 paces. I got this.
Christopher?
Danny-
It is from Marauder's Arch, yeah.
It is.
Oh, he did it.
Does that feel ominous? Marauders isn't a good name, is it?
What the hell?
Oh, Snake! Jay, Snake!
Yeah, I hate snakes.
Me too.
For no particular reason, I just hate them.
Ooh. I was going to get off and come with you on this one, but now, having seen the snakes.
Aha!
Yes, indeed.
Guys, watch out, watch out, watch out! Get back, get back!
Should I be worried?
I enjoyed the fact there's a mild delay on the stream, so I heard you panic but didn't see what you were
that's
panicking
quite
about.
cool.
I was still digging.
It did say, like, dig it up and run. I didn't think it was actually going to spawn a
Oh, you're right. It did say
barrel
that.
skelly. That's quite clever.
Jay, you're on fire.
Yeah, I've noticed.
If you run in the sea, will you extinguish yourself?
No, she
Probably,
meant, like,
yeah.
a complimentary way, like, oh, Jay, you're killing it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're on fire, man.
Oh yeah,
Good job.
spicy. Some spicy action right there.
I'm also scared by your knowledge for Sea of the Islands, by the way, Levy Fox.
Because it implies they might come and find us.
Yeah, please don't come and find us. We're weak and armed with hurdy-gurdies because we can't find our weapons.
I did issue that challenge.
Actually, I'll take that with us.
That will just come back to bite you, Matthew.
What?
Issuing a challenge to people to come and find us.
Yeah, true.
I've been installing Sea of Thieves this entire time.
Have you? Come on then.
So, Jay... So we're making our way back to the boat.
Making our way back to the boat.
Making my way downtown.
Alright, that's why I was sick. I ate the raw snake meat by accident.
Ew.
Right. So,
Did we get the chest?
we did. We're good to go.
You're welcome, guys.
All in a day's work.
I think we've got 4 minutes left, haven't we? Have we got anything else that we want to say in sort of the last 4 minutes?
I don't think so. Are there
gonna
any
continue playing.
questions? There are no questions. Anything else you think that we need to have mentioned, chaps?
I think we're there.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I think.
Buy on Onslaught now. It's in all good shops.
Yep.
It's so seen. That's
Oh, what we should do is if you have... So what will happen after this is that the Student Recruitment Centre will email you with a follow-up email. In that email, there will be a list of all of the links that Danny has fabulously put in the chat for us today, because I think the chat might disappear. So you've got those permanently to be able to refer to. We'll also include a list of some things that we think you should read, some things that we think you might want to watch that would be really, really useful prior to your studies. Needless to say, if you have any more questions, you're really welcome to get in touch with anybody on the course team. Our details will be in that email, and of course you can follow the links as to how you can get in touch with us as well. I'm just going to put my email address in the stream chat now so that you have it if you need it. And we'd be very happy to answer anything else.
But are we going?
Hang
I'm
on.
not going to stop. We're going to finish this.
So this is basically drawing our applicant experience day section to a close. However, I suspect the stream will keep going because the mission
Yeah,
is
the mission never ends.
far from complete.
We're on a
so
mythical
you're
quest.
very welcome. I know that we've now got Portsmouth students with us as well. Hi.
Howdy.
You're very welcome to watch but not to laugh, because we haven't marked your work yet. Remember.
Yeah, good
Damn.
point.
We've marked some of your work, but we've
Some
not
of your
given
work,
you your marks yet, so they can change.
Yeah. Like there's a second marking process, isn't there? Where the
There
marks
is.
can get adjusted.
And if you're not careful, there could be a third and a fourth marking process.
Oh, they're good. Yes. Oh,
And
that's
also,
good.
it is the the feedback at some point as well for certain modules. So again, you've not got your marks back yet.
Oh, this is probably a good point to ask you. If you, I know you've been plagued by lots and lots of emails asking you at the moment to do some.
Oh,
hell
what
was
the
that?
hell was that? I'll go check for the holes in the boat.
Has somebody hit us? Did we hit
Sounds-
the
Oh,
sounds
we
like
hit
it.
the island.
Oh, okay.
island? Okay.
I can hear
Yeah,
a
we got
leak.
holes.
I can hear a leak.
If you're sitting there and you are a current Portsmouth student and you are watching us play,
Oh no, we need the water.
Oh, okay.
please don't get rid of all the water. Please pull up another window in on your PC or Mac, because we have to be inclusive. And
No, if you've got
Please.
a map, you can
Please
leave.
fill in.
Yeah, just go away.
please fill in the module review questionnaires, because that would be really awesome and helpful, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
especially for Mac.
but only if you had a good experience. It's gotten very foggy.
It has.
Yep.
Should we be
Oh,
worried,
spooky.
Christopher?
It might be worth putting someone up in the crow's nest.
I'll go up there. What
Yeah,
am I
I'm-
looking-
Careful,
I'm
she'll get
too
stuck in the
busy.
cells again.
I'm probably gonna
What-
sign off in a minute. So.
what am I looking for in the crow's nest?
Well, if you're in the crow's nest, it means you can see above the fog,
Yeah.
so you'll be able to say if there's like a huge rock or something that
Oh,
we're
I see.
crashing into.
Oh, Lord.
Because
Okay.
I can't see anything down here.
No, I can't see a lot more.
I'll go sit on the front of it.
And presumably I should look forwards. That'll be good, won't it?
Yeah.
Right. Because I realised I was looking backwards.
And then we've got some premium fishing content again.
Yep.
I'm impressed at how good Jay's got at fishing.
He's doing well. It still takes a while, though.
Oh, Chris, something happened. There's a shark fin camp ahead of us.
Oh, we need to slow down really fast.
No,
Really
slow.
fast.
That's right,
Really slow.
We're turning.
We're going very fast.
Should we slow down?
Yep, very.
Oh my
And,
lord, we should slow down.
Hit the anchor. Hit the anchor.
Oh, ouch.
Nah, don't
Oh
worry
no,
about
I'm
it.
gonna lose the fish. Oh my god.
I'll go plug the holes. Oh, there isn't one.
So you can't see this because you're just watching Jay's fishing stream. We've just banked this island really hard. So that was good.
Banked. We just headbutted it.
I lost the fish because you smashed into the island.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's a great example of teamwork right there.
Hey, I had the anchor. That
It was
was
good.
teamwork.
Thanks.
So are we doing something on this island, or
No,
but
we're
then
not.
we're just crashing on it?
It's all about priorities, really, and as we can see where Jay's priorities lie.
Yeah,
It's not with the
it's
safety
like,
of his team and his boat, but with his fish.
He's feeding the family.
Yeah, go look at the food barrel. There's like 2 whole fish in there.
I don't want to burst your bubble here, but that's not a great achievement. That's not, I wouldn't be writing home about that.
Maybe this is just plant water. It's a bit hard to tell.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
That's okay, isn't it?
And know how close we were to that camp. It should be all good now.
Should I check the map?
I've just checked it, so we're heading to Old Faithful.
Ooh. Which one's Old Faithful? Oh, the other thingy. Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I love me a riddle.
What happens on that one?
We have to do another riddle.
Oh,
After mutiny and plunder, now come to rest an Old Faithful isle to hide my chest. We should slow down.
Okay, do you want to grab the sails then?
Aye, Captain.
It'd be good if everyone took a sail each, because then they just, come up and.
I could do that. I could do a sail. I could do a sail at the back.
Oh wait,
Is
hang
that-
on. This is.
Yo, check this out.
Oh, we're not there yet.
This is Hunter's Call. We don't want to.
Oh, who this?
Is that what?
It's a little sea post. Sea post. That's the guy where you can sell things like meat and fish.
Yeah, there's a man with a pot on the...
Well, I can sell him my fish.
Yeah, all 2 of them, Jay.
Yeah.
All those fish you have.
Don't get
Wiggins,
crazy.
we have a question from Dan towards the phone marks, whether that's forbidden knowledge or if they've been good or bad.
Can't say.
Seriously.
Have a little
Can't say.
little nudge.
Seriously,
I
Dan?
can say there was one that was terrible. Of someone called it a hern, and that was just I had to fail it.
I've never seen this at a Hern person before. But
I've
Yeah.
never actually had to puke at work before, but I couldn't stop it. I really couldn't. It's just sickening, just disgusting, really. So apart from that one, I think everything was all right. But just that one piece of work, really.
Chris, a question here. Old Faith is the worst island. Change my mind. It's not my question, by the way.
I'm not going to change your mind because I am in total agreement with you. solidarity, brother or sister, whoever you are.
Or captain.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. Tell you what, we haven't seen many things in the sea this time, have we? Like sharks and krakens. And...
Krakens. I miss the kraken.
Is anyone in the crow's nest at the moment?
No, I came down after I was quite frightened that I get shaken out.
I literally think we're going to bear down on this island any moment.
And here indeed is old.
Oh no, we're not. We're just passing it by at the moment. It's on the left.
Okay.
If we start slowing down, I think that might be another ship there.
Where?
Oh, it's not. It's but they do have cannons.
Can we get an angle on? Oh no, we're coming.
I'm going to go up into the crow's nest again.
Yeah. So when we put these sails down, we kind of need to angle them. Otherwise,
we've been busy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm cooking some fish. Hold on.
Absolutely.
As your captain, I'd like a full report.
There's something
You're
firing
not
at
my mum.
us.
Yeah.
Oh, my mum can ask for a full report.
Oh, we're firing at them.
Oh right, yeah, we need to slow way down.
Which island are we going to, Chris?
This one.
Which is?
Old
Right.
Faith.
Oh, good. So we are going to Old Faith. That's nice.
Fire
The one that
me
you
at
said
that.
was horrible. It's
Oh, I got him.
it's not a very friendly island, is it?
Oh, Jay, you weren't watching.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, Jay, you need to come out because you're the eyes of the world.
everyone missed my fantastic shot.
Ah, what a shame.
No, he's dead. I killed him. I sniped him. The guy that was firing cannons at us.
That's
There's still
nice.
another guy.
Yeah, that's,
Where's the other one shooting from?
I'm not sure there is.
I think he's sort of further up the island, not in the watchtower.
Oh yeah, he's shooting miles away.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
see
he's
the
gonna hit.
cannonball.
Are we still moving? We're not.
So this,
are
this
we?
isn't the safest spot because we
They've
can't
got-
really deal with him. He's got high
Right,
ground
hang on.
advantage.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Fire
move
me
the
back
boat,
at
but
him.
It's hard when you're.
He's falling short of us each time. Just.
Do it, Jay. Fire me back at him.
Where are you?
I'm in the far left cannon.
Okay, this one, yeah.
The one pointing at the island.
Oh,
Far
right,
left,
yeah,
far
yeah.
left. That one there. Yeah,
Okay.
fire me right back at him. Do it.
I don't think you're gonna reach.
Don't care. Do it.
All right.
This is do or die. Oh dear, that one was a bit...
Oh wow! I didn't take any damage.
Are you there, Matt?
Yeah. Right. Where is he?
No, he's still on the other
I
cliff
see him.
in front of you. Yeah.
I see him. He's not far. I'll
Where
take
did he
him down.
land?
I landed on a cliff, which is why I didn't take any full damage.
Oh, is that you? We can see running.
Oh,
Possibly?
we did have a request earlier for people to be shot out of a cannon.
Yeah,
We did.
Yeah.
we did it.
Did you see that shot?
You're welcome.
Though? I landed Matt
This is-
perfectly on
It
that
was
cliff.
beautiful
That
shot.
was really
See, that
good,
was
'cause, like,
trigonometry
usually that
right
might have
there.
killed me.
Trigonometry right there.
Just,
Yeah,
for,
there we go.
just for Gareth Beeston, that was pro cannon shooting right there.
That was beautiful. That
Yeah, it
was
was.
fantastic.
A little
And
shout
he-
out if you do Jay's maths unit, you'll be able to make shots like that every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Is there still someone shooting?
Oh yeah. Sorry, there's another guy down here. I can't shoot him with the cannon. I don't have the correct angle on him.
So some of those are birds, not people. I've only just realised. So that's good.
Hang on, I'm making my way to this guy.
I've hit him twice. I don't know how much health they have.
I see him. I'm being followed by a lot of skeletons.
Bring them into the water. Or something.
Right. Oh,
Okay, I've killed him.
nice shot! I did that earlier, but no one saw.
That's nice,
Well-
sweetie.
I can see Chris on the beach. Should I can come out of the crow's nest. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, we only needed that for the fog, really.
But also, I was quite frightened. So
Oh my! What the hell? I'm just in the water. I pop out and there's like 5 skeletons just sitting there waiting for me.
I don't
Yeah,
really
sorry.
feel safe in the water with Jay. Hang on a minute.
At the shores beside an ancient shipwreck, a clue is out of sight and cover it. Some music mod. Ugh. Oh, do you want some help?
Please.
We have Rich S from Rare in chat here, asking how it's going.
Hello.
Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
How are you doing?
We've been making a terrible mess of your boat, Richard, I'm afraid.
Don't tell him that.
Is the
Well,
boat
We think does a brilliant job.
is the boat sinking,
We
or is
didn't
it just
crash
me?
at all.
What the? How did that happen?
How did what happen?
Is the boat sinking, or is it just me?
No one here at least.
Oh, sorry, I was. we're drowning.
Okay. I think this is where I probably stop playing and hang up my legendary hat now. Like, as Pirate Legend, this has been an absolute shambolic. Thank you all so much. Never play with me again.
I have to be honest, Chris. I think you may be about to lose your Pirate Legend status.
So,
I'm sorry, I didn't notice the boat sinking. I was standing on the pointy outy thing.
You say there's a rare developer in the chat. Please don't take away my legendary status. Like,
Richard tells us that we have a rowboat. I think it might be under the water, Richard.
yeah, I think we. Who knows where the boats spawn though? It's gonna.
Have we lost all that treasure as well?
Yeah. You can pop it in the rowboat and save it.
It's the second Rich joined as well.
You've got to
I
get.
think some dodgy business was going on there.
I do.
You've got to get the fresh boat over.
Was there a rare intervention? Did you sink us, Richard?
Because I'm not taking any blame for that. I was on the island.
Yeah.
It might have been a god tool. I think you're quite right, Dan. There was quite a lot of cannon fireballs thingies around us, I must.
Oh, true, yeah.
I'm also still wobbling in the water, by the way.
Do you want us to come and get you? Chris has left. He's genuinely done it
I
off.
told you. Yeah. Out of shame and embarrassment.
It's like rage quit.
Yeah, essentially.
It was good though. It was 2. How long have we been playing now? 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's right. It took us 2 whole hours to sing that. That's a record.
Yeah, well, it's probably a bit more than that actually, because we did start a little bit earlier and we were loading.
It is indeed the longest I think we've held on to a galleon.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I'm sorry I didn't notice. It's because I was standing on the pointy thing.
Is this when Jay said, "Is our ship sinking?" And I turn around and it's like halfway in the water.
Yeah. Like I couldn't tell at first because it was just the front that was like almost underwater. It's like Titanic almost.
Indeed. It's 2 hours of fishing. You're quite right. Both of Jay's fish have now drowned. Oh, I'm dying now. Why am I
I'm not
dying?
sure that's how fish work, Hannah.
No.
I believe 2 of Jay's fish are now free.
My fish have drowned. Oh no, my fish have drowned. They're not on the barrels anymore.
Actually just been cannonballed by somebody. How rude.
Yeah, we don't want the memories, Ahern. We wanted treasure. To be fair, we sold a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Somebody just killed me.
And if you want to turn in that loot, you can dump it all on one of the rowboats and bring the new galleon back to that island, back to that rowboat. But
I did go down with the ship, but worse, Danny, I didn't notice that the ship was going down. I turned around and I thought, oh, fine, I'll go and get a bucket and bail it out, and turned down to walk down the pointy thing, and in fact, the whole thing was underwater. So it's a sad day.
I enjoy the fact that was completely joined by Jay turning 180 degrees and slapping an explosive barrel wielding skeleton and killing himself.
Yeah.
No, indeed.
And Matt, he was next to me.
Yeah, I was right next to you.
I have to be honest with you. All of my Sea of Thieves memories tend to be about how we died.
Yeah, how we end up sinking the boat in some
We did.
formal fashion.
We had a terrible time with a kraken.
That was brilliant, though. I wish we'd recorded that. Because I was panicking. I was just shouting buckets at everyone. Because we'd lost our captain. Like, Chris had left. Again.
Yeah.
Just when the times get tough, Chris. Every time.
Okay. I beat the kraken with my hurdy-gurdy because I couldn't find my sword. And Matt tried to bail the boat out while it was being crushed to pieces. It was marvellous, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was... I don't know how people beat that kraken.
Is it possible? Oh, are you still there, Richard? Is it possible to beat the kraken?
It is. I've seen videos.
Yeah,
of
it
it.
is. You shoot out, depending on what boat you're using, you have to shoot out a certain number of legs, and then tentacles. Sorry, words today. tentacles, and then it kind of comes down. I think it's 5 you've got to do if you're in a brigantine or something. 2 if you're in a sloop, and
I have to be honest, I was so grossed out by close up to my face suckers that I kind of lost the plot.
It was,
the Kraken's cool. It's a lot of
it was brilliant. Yeah, and I can hear it. That is the Kraken. Every now and then you hear, isn't it?
There's been a couple of times where I've been chased by another boat for my loot, and then they've kind of been taken by a Kraken. It's kind of like, see you, suckers. It's quite fun.
Good one. I get it. Suckers.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm here for as however long this stream's going on for.
Yeah. So I suspect this is probably a good point to draw the stream to a close.
Yeah.
So if you want to relive the experience, it will be available. It will be available here, but it will be put up onto the game's site. If you are an open day applicant, you will be sent a link so that you can watch it again and again and again. And obviously, hopefully, that will make you go, "We must go to Portsmouth." That's the right decision to make, because these people are clearly competent in boats in a naval city, no less. So it augurs well, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're watching, hopefully see you in September or October. The autumn, should we say? Yeah, hopefully see you then.
Kian, if you could leave, if you're doing module feedback, please do not base any of your feedback on our ability to
sail
the boat.
Well, not me, these clowns.
Thank you. Taught me all about NURBS, but couldn't turn in treasure. 2 out of 10. Yep.
That seems about right to me, to be fair.
That'll be great when we have the meeting with our head of school. He'd probably agree with you, though, Dan, I think.
This is all your fault.
Yeah, we left you to keep an eye on the boat.
No, you left me to do pretty much everything.
I
how this game works.
I was out fighting those skeletons.
Yeah.
I was defending the boat. You're welcome.
See, I took out a skeleton with me.
Just rely on me to just do it. Like, it's not how this game. It's not how this game is meant to be played. Like.
Okay, so I think we'll stop it right there then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you are a UOP student tuning into the stream, don't forget you've got assessments. Go do some work. We love you, though. Thank you for watching us. And as ever, if you're a student or a prospective student, do get in touch with us. If you've got any questions for the team, we'll be happy to answer. And we will say goodbye. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.